How are we all? This is a special Mindset Monday coming to you live from my office here on the full moon in Leo, which is all of our time to roar at our outrage, which we've seen in Berlin, roar about all of the things. But I wanted to connect with you guys, and I don't know if this is going to be helpful for any of you, but this is what I feel like I can do. So I thought I would do it because I can. And if it's not for you, that's okay. Just pick it up like anything that is happening at the moment. Look at it and go, actually, that's not for me. And some of you might pick it up and go, oh, there's a little gold nugget in there. And I'll just take that gold nugget and that might help for the day. So I just thought I would come in and connect with you in a way that I feel like I can. Let me know if you are watching or if you've watched this on the replay. I have 5 things that have helped me through tough times, and I wanted to acknowledge everybody who's in Victoria or Berlin for this matter, or anywhere else that is experiencing the craziness that is our time. Last week in particular, I had one day where it was just, and I'm quick. I use a lot of my kind of personal development tools to switch things around, reframe stuff. I'm quite good with that kind of thing. But there was a time earlier on last week that I was just, it felt like there was a revolving door of shit that just kept kicking us in our asses. I was like, I flicked back through my phone, through my photos from like December last year until now. And, you know, there was photos of ash falling from the sky. There was photos of smog so thick in Melbourne when I was visiting that the smoke detectors in the Airbnb that I was staying in just went off in the middle of the night. And we couldn't go down the 30-odd floors of this building that I was staying in the middle of Melbourne. Then there was understanding that, you know, people were losing their houses on the south coast and elsewhere, and that, you know, we had to worry about our wildlife being completely decimated because of the bushfires. Then there was suicide rates. Then there was the pandemic. Then there was domestic violence. Then there was BIPOC, people of colour, Indigenous, Black Lives Matter. Then there was LGBTQIA. Then there's disabilities. Then there's like, oh man, I'm feeling it with you guys. And it's a revolving door of stuff. And the uncertainty is bigger than it has ever been, or it's more obvious than it has ever been before. And so my heart is with you, especially if today, in particular, in this full moon kind of vibe, you are feeling it too. And I wanted to share with you what helped me through last week when I was feeling that overwhelmed, and what helped me through last lockdown as well. Doesn't help that they all name this kind of crap lockdown, right? If you are listening, I don't know if Facebook video was working to tell me that your comments are there, but that would be nice to hear if you were there. Yeah, it's because I can see some of you are there. So 5 of the things that have helped me, and like I said, if they are something that might help you, that's awesome. If they're not, just leave them and let them go, just the same as everything else that's running around these days. So number 1, loungewear has helped me. Loungewear has helped me. What I mean by that is, see this shirt, this t-shirt. Oh, cool, Miranda, thanks. I was just checking. This shirt, I bought this long sleeve t-shirt online. I also have a lounge that I bought to replace my old couch so I can teach from somewhere abundant. This loungewear t-shirt I bought when we were told we were going to go into stage 3. And what it means to me is that I'm allowed to feel comfortable and I'm allowed to be still in a very uncomfortable world that we live in right now. And it was the first time I had bought something online that got delivered to my house because of the COVID situation, because, you know, we can't go out and all that kind of stuff. And so it means so much to me. And I am saying to you, find something that makes you feel comfortable yet abundant. So this was something that I had checked out online. I love this company, and they make awesome, women in business kind of attire. And they've got, and I haven't bought something online for such a long time, and I bought this. I also bought a fresh set of flannelette sheets from Kmart. And they make me feel so wonderful and cozy and comfortable and certain and yummy. And I know this might not be for everybody, but I am sending out the vibes of feel comfortable and yet abundant. Don't wear your pajamas every single day. You can totally have pajama days. Pajama days are very, very valid right now. But if you've got something nice to wear, it's nice to wake up and put some loungewear on. See, I told you these would be a little bit random. All right, number 2, things that help me. And this helped me last week. I put something comfortable yet professional on last week instead of kind of wanting to eat all the panna chocolate ice cream that was in the freezer and stay in my pajamas all day whilst being overwhelmed by the whole planet. So, instead, loungewear, looking slightly professional. Awesome, Sam. You're buying yourself a second heated blanket this week for that very reason. And I've seen some people have bought the anxiety blankets. There's these new, and my son is really quite tactile, and he loves the feeling of some of these amazing blankets that are coming out at the moment. And there's a whole bunch of other things that you can buy online that are eco-friendly, ethical, whatever's in alignment with you. Also, it gets the economy going. So if you are in a position to do that, and if you can feel comfortable with that, awesome. Do that, and remind yourself that it's okay to wear loungewear. Number 2, learning. This year, in particular, the times in which we are in a space of staying at home, learning has been huge for me. Now, I learn myself through my own processing of things that are happening. I apply, different personal development skills, but I have also signed up for so many programs and read so many people's blogs or listened back to back to so many podcasts that I hadn't before. Things that I didn't think I had the time for before. And this is my invitation to you guys. If you didn't think you had the time for this before, look at what you've got, the gift of time. And so, and I'm trying to keep it light. I know that it's a heavy conversation, but I'm trying to keep it light. I have listened to some podcasts from their first podcast all the way through. Some of these podcasts have 50 episodes, some of them have 200 episodes. And you don't actually have to invest money in your lessons, although I've done that as well in online courses in a way that I haven't for years. You can just read someone's blog that excites you from a creativity perspective, an innovation, imagination, something that hasn't necessarily got to do with your profession or even business, something that just cracks you open in a way that you probably didn't have time for before. Super cool. I've been listening to podcasts around personal development. I've been listening to podcasts around tarot reading. I've been listening to podcasts about embodiment and being in your body. I have devoured some amazing blogs that I had totally ignored before. I've even looked at YouTube videos on hybrid events and how to create a film. I've signed up for a film and television production online course. There is some really amazing free places on the internet now, and I think this is the way that the whole world is going given the situation, is that we get access to free, high-quality, university-based courses for free online. You literally put in university courses for free in Google, and you can find all sorts of things that you might be interested in that you never got to study because your degree or your diploma was a specific kind of thing, and it's for free. I was studying something that's offered over in England at University College London, and I've looked at the Book of Kells. There's a whole course on the Book of Kells for all you high fives herbalists out there. And it's studying how they came about, where these recipes came from, all this kind of stuff, right? And it's a course from the Dublin University, and that's amazing to me. We don't have to travel over there to get access to it anymore. So whatever you have the possibility of learning, imagine if in this 6 weeks you learn something from front to back. Holy dooly, amazing. I've also just signed up for, I've always wanted to, like I read Tony Robbins. I was like Tony Robbins fangirl from, I don't know, late 90s when he was on TV, and I got one of the little journals and the CD sets and stuff like that. Oh my goodness, I'm actually blushing. And I never got around to going to any of his live events because I was doing a whole bunch of other stuff. Now he's running them online for like a fraction of what it used to be. And the Australian one is coming up in September. So I even signed up for that with some of the money that we applied for with the grants that we have applied for our business. So what is it that is there for you? What are you really like yearning to learn? And don't worry about the little stories that happen in your brain about it, because, but that hasn't got to do with business. Oh, that won't make me any money. It's sometimes those things are like the little tap on a weir full of like imagination and ideas and things. And you just got to turn the tap on a little bit to let the drips out, and then a flow happens, and then you're able to let the whole lot go rather than not going there. So if you've got that little negative Nelly in the back of your mind going, oh yeah, but that won't work, or yeah, but that will cost, or oh yeah, but when the buts come up, put the buts to the side and do the thing that your heart is kind of yearning for anyway. Number 3 is listening. So now listening comes from all sorts of different things. This time, so loungewear, learning and listening in lockdown. Listening has been essential for me, listening to my inner self more than anything else. It's really, really, really freaking easy to listen to all the crap that goes on news, on conspiracy theories, on every other bloody thing that's out there. But if you're listening to yourself, and if you're listening to your heart, and you're listening to your acquired amount of experience, you have a better place to stand your ground and understand what is helpful to you and what's hindering to you. And when I have been listening in ways that this year has sent me listening in ways that I haven't listened before, instead of being so vocal, I've been able to listen to particularly movements that are happening. The Black Lives Matter movement, cultural awareness around our Indigenous and First Nations people, listening to my intuition when I want to be guided to create things in a way that is in alignment with me, rather than rushing around trying to put out spot fires, really stopping to understand the spark that's inside me and listening to that. Notice what you are listening to. If you are getting overwhelmed by all the things outside of you, it's probably time to turn them off or turn them down. This is a time where I have let go of thousands of things that I was either signed up to on email or was watching on my Instagram stories feed. I have let go. When something comes up and it doesn't feel right for me, I've let go of it. And that's number 4, is letting go. Notice where you are listening or looking at things that your nervous system just freezes or wants to fight. This is a really fighty time. It's like Leo full moon. We're like, rah! This time is a time where when you get that jiggle, it might not be the thing that you need to be setting up your nervous system for. Wearing loungewear might be the thing that feels nice for your nervous system. Having a cup of tea, having that coffee in the morning, eating the ice cream, whatever it is that's actually, has been an always awesome kind of thing, let it go if it's aggravating your nervous system. So I have let go of emails that I've signed up for. I've let go of Instagram things that I've been following. I've let go of Facebook on my phone. I've let go of music that I don't like on my Spotify. I've let go of listening to my brain when it says that having ice cream is a bad thing for me. Sure, I choose the panna cotta, very nice ice cream, and blah, 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 all of that stuff that comes with being a nutritionist. But I've let go of all that kind of notion of it being perfect. I've let go of being perfect. I've let go of filtering what I'm saying. So some of this is like, to some of you. I've let go of all sorts of things, and it's a great time to play with that. If you are holding on so tightly to things in the middle of a lockdown, it's really difficult for your body and your nervous system to be okay with the changes that are happening on a daily basis. All right, and the last one is practice and create. So there's loungewear, learning, listening, letting go, and find a practice. What happened for me last lockdown was I got really boozy. I was like, right, in the afternoon, it's time for a wine and cheese. Oh, it's the afternoon again, it's time for a wine and cheese. Now, I haven't drunk at all since the first couple of weeks of lockdown because that wasn't helpful to me. So I created a practice of doing yoga in the mornings, and I stayed with that practice in a way that I haven't before. I got into the practice of journaling, so I got some journal prompt cards and I've started journaling. I got into a practice of setting intentions for the day. These are things that I just didn't think I had time for before. Well, not in the way that I have intentionally set it this time. I also got into a creativity practice. So I've created 4 artworks. We've created candles. I've created, my book. I've created, be okay with being present to things that aren't necessarily the things that you were used to before. And creating a practice to anchor yourself is going to keep you steady in times of craziness. Showing up every day for my journal, showing up every day for my yoga, showing up every day for a conversation to check in with my older parents who are interstate was one of the things that got me through last time. But what's a practice that can give you a cadence to check in on yourself or somebody else who's by themselves in their space, somebody else who needs a connection? What's a check-in with yourself that can happen on a daily? And it's a practice. The cool thing about the word practice, and just like you as practitioners, is that it's a practice. Sometimes you get it wrong, but you get back up and you do it again. Sometimes you get it wrong and you get back up and you do it again. How can you create that in your life during this time? And how can you be okay with the creativity that you can let in? Because it's a really creative time as well. Again, it's those things that you didn't have time for before that you might have the opportunity to now, that instead of you listening to the little but, just step into it. See what happens. There could be something extraordinary on the other side that you didn't have time to let through before. And my heart goes out to you, so I'm sending you a whole lot of love. If you don't have the loungewear, if you don't have the bandwidth for learning, if your headphones are broken and listening isn't a thing for you, if letting go seems too hard, and if creating a practice or creativity seems so flippin' woo-woo, I'm sending you love. Love above anything else is so needed right now on the whole freaking planet. For we are all absolutely doing our best. This is a blip in time. And the cool thing is we have a whole lifetime. And this little blip in time is something that's going to create some of the most powerful books, the most powerful lessons, the most extraordinary stories for you to tell your kids, your family, your friends as you grow older. And I'm sending you lots of love for wherever you're at right now. And hopefully there was something in this for you today, and that there's a gold nugget, and you can find the gold nuggets in any day that shine just a little bit brighter instead of all the darkness that can really be overwhelming and all-consuming at the moment. All right, big love. Take it easy. See ya.